Many people have fancy car obsessions, but little did we know that the President of the United States would be among these people. Yes, he has a life outside his office, which is on hold at the moment, but yes, he does have an exotic car life. Let's start. Even though Joe Biden is well known for being the President of the United States, many people don't know that he is just as much of a gearhead as anyone else. He really likes cars, and like a lot of other people, he has a garage of very cool ones. Before he became president, he had a much bigger collection than he does now. Joe Biden's 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray C2 is one of the most sought-after classic cars on the market right now, so it shouldn't be a surprise that it still sells for a high price. Its engine can make up to 360 horsepower, which is one of the most interesting and desirable things about it. Today, he only has a small number of the cars that used to be a big part of his collection. This was an inevitable result because of becoming president. But out of the few that are still there, it's clear that his favorite car is the 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray C2, and he's right about that. The president drives a Corvette Stingray, which is one of the most beautiful cars in the President of the United States collection. Some of the reasons why this is the case are listed in this video. First, let's talk about President Joe Biden just a little bit. Joe Biden was not only the Vice President of the United States and a politician, but he also liked loud cars in the same way that car fans do. This point has been made before, but it's important to say it again. As he was growing up, he was able to drive many different kinds of cars because his father owned the largest Chevrolet dealership in their state. In 2016, Jay Leno and Joe Biden made a YouTube video together in which they raved about Biden's beautiful C2 Stingray. During the interview that was put on YouTube, Joe Biden talked about how he went to his high school prom every year in a brand new car, which seemed to make him happy. During his senior year, he often looks about the time he got to drive a brand new Chrysler 300D with only 7,000 miles on it. In the interview, Biden also said that he likes speed and that when he was younger, he used to bury the Speedo. He even said that he drove the Chevrolet Stingray at speeds of up to 152 miles per hour during this time. Biden even does a little burnout on Leno's YouTube show, which shows that despite everything that's happened, he still likes to have fun. It goes without saying that Joe Biden's father was a big reason why his son has always loved cars. Talking about some of the parts of Joe Biden's collection now. So, the 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray is a beautiful car. Even though being President of the United States must be a great honor, one of the perks of the job is not giving up driving. Since August of 1967, he's owned both the Corvette Stingray line and his small block Chevy. A classic is the line of Corvette Stingray cars. Even though the car was in bad shape and needed a lot of work, Biden's father gave it to him as a wedding present. A few years ago, the C2 Stingray got a new coat of paint and a new engine as a Christmas present, which made it purr again. Both of these improvements were done by Biden's two sons, which made this possible. During an interview with Leno, Biden said that he doesn't get to drive the car very often. He said that the only 3 times he's driven it in the past 7 years were on Leno's show. There was a report that the car was for sale on Craigslist for $1.2 million in the weeks leading up to his presidential inauguration, but the ad was quickly taken down and no one saw it. After he was done running for president, the news said that he still owns the car and some people think that it's in Delaware. Biden says that whenever it's his turn to drive, he always thinks of his son Beau and his own father. Since the 1967 Corvette Stingray has been in his family for a long time, it's safe to say that it has a lot of emotional value for him. What makes the 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray C2 in Joe Biden's collection an iconic car? The 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray was and is a very rare car. It had a small block 327 engine that could make 360 horsepower, which was a lot at the time. Even though it wasn't very good compared to high-performance cars of today, the C2 Stingray offered a raw driving experience that modern sports cars didn't have. 360 horsepower feels like a lot of power when a car doesn't have traction control, anti-lock brakes, or any of the other modern technologies that help drivers. Even though the C2 Corvette Stingray weighed just over 3,000 pounds, it could still reach 60 miles per hour from a stop in an amazing 4.7 seconds, showing that it was no slouch. When it was first bought, the Stingray that Joe Biden drives had a 4-speed manual transmission and cost $5,600. Since then, however, prices have gone up a lot because fans want more and because people are trying to get people to buy electric cars. One of these things can easily cost more than $600 today. The price of a 1967 Corvette Stingray can range from $75,000 to more than $250,000 according to the website Bring a Trailer. The items were sold for $4,240 when they were first made, which is about $38,000 today. This means that the value has gone up by almost 600%. The fact that the C2 Stingray has such a high market value today shows that its sleek body lines, stylish curves, and overall beautiful body style have made it a design classic that will last for years to come. The 1967 Corvette Stingray is the president's favorite car, and it also happens to be the most beautiful car in his collection right now. We can understand why this is true. It's said that Biden tried to sell his Corvette. It is obvious that President Biden won't be able to take advantage of his Stingray to the same degree now that this behavior has been determined to be too dangerous. Given this information, it makes me worry what will become of his cherished Corvette. Just a few days after Biden was officially declared the winner of the election in November, rumors began to spread like wildfire that he was planning to sell the car on Craigslist for a price of $1.2 million. According to the advertisement, the convertible had just had several changes, including a new fuse box, gold strand suspension and heads, rally wheels, and disc brakes in the front and back of the vehicle. In addition, the fabric of the ragtop remained in excellent condition. There were no rips or tears anywhere, most notably in the rear window. On the other side, the advertisement is no longer visible to you. It could be that the Stingray is still in Delaware. After doing an exhaustive search, there was no evidence that the car's ownership had recently been transferred. This was discovered after looking into the present state of the Stingray. According to one piece of reporting in the media, Biden still possesses the sports automobile, which is said to be stored in his former residence in Wilmington, Delaware. It's quite doubtful that the president had the car delivered to the White House because he'll never be able to use it as a means of transportation. It is a shame because the Stingray has consistently been regarded as one of the very greatest Corvettes that has ever been produced. That was all from this video. Please, if you liked it, make sure to leave a like and then subscribe to the channel for more interesting information. Thank you so much for watching this video and stay tuned for more.